All right. Good morning here, guys. Hope you're doing well. Check it out. I got the intro music again today. I can play some intro music while we get started here. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back to another live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. We got 100 people who just joined in right as we started. Appreciate the quick joining here. Did you guys get a notification or something on your phone or your desktop? I feel like some of you guys might have been just waiting here for it. I do still have the soundboard installed, guys. Back in business. Okay, so coming in hot here, we got retail sales numbers this morning. I am long silver right off the bat. I'll tell you about that. I went long silver last Friday in the VIP room. I'm still in it, despite a little bit of my entry being a bit early. I think this is the cool thing about trend following and fundamentals is, timing. Everybody, I think one of the most overhyped things in trading is the entry points of traders. Traders love to obsess over entry points. It's like they can't get enough of oh, I got to enter here and zero drawdown. And I can't lie. It feels great when a trade immediately goes into profit. Who's going to deny that? If you had taken a sell right there, that doesn't make you feel like you're higher than life, right? But in the grand scheme of things, I'll tell you the greatest trades that I've had ever were not it wasn't like a perfect entry, one and done massive winner. Though those have happened for me and those are amazing when they do, a lot of my trades are 2 or 3 entries before I catch the right move. And then I finally catch the right one and it takes off in the right direction. So I just think that entries, to be honest, are a little bit overhyped. They're a little overvalued, if you will. Sometimes you can go into a little bit of drawdown before the move starts to happen. And that's okay. I just think, overhyping entry points is a common trader mistake. You can ring the cash register on that one. I do love having the soundboard. I cannot lie, guys. So much fun. Okay, the exit point is the struggle point. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. I would say spend more of your time focusing on how to exit better than focusing on entries. What I mean by that, here's a quick example. I'm long silver, right? I picked up silver off of this pullback here on last Friday's sell-off. I figure, with everything that's going on, I really like the picture being painted by silver. I know a lot of traders are going to say, well, what about gold? I like gold too, don't get me wrong, but I have to stick to the system. And the system, let me pull this up here for you. We're going to go to all assets. Silver was getting more favor than gold was. In fact, our 3 new metals that we added to the Edgefinder, platinum, silver, and copper, are all giving us a bullish setup going into this week, which is really interesting. So I picked up silver because I saw the pullback on Friday. I liked the technical entry. And why not gold? Well, gold is getting a neutral reading on the Edgefinder. Why is the Edgefinder giving gold a neutral reading and silver a bullish one? At first glance, you might be a little confused by that. You might say that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Don't they just move together? Well, they do and they don't. At some points, they do. But remember the difference here between the two is that gold is more of a money, a safe haven, if you will. People buy gold when they want their money to be safe. And that is true for silver as well. But silver and gold differ in another way. Silver is what is known as an industrial metal. It's used heavily in the production of planes, chips, solar panels. A lot of stuff uses silver, like physical silver is in high demand. Well, the economy of the United States is the focus here this morning. We have retail sales numbers coming out in about 5 minutes. This is important stuff, guys. We're going to be reacting to that here. But the overall picture on the Edgefinder's output for silver is pointing towards bullish economic data means better for silver. Bullish economic data is not necessarily more bullish for gold, right? This is where people might get confused. Gold trades off of fear. If people are concerned about the economy, they might go into gold. But if the economy is strong, the demand for silver and copper and platinum may, be enhanced. Not only that, if you have China come back online, if their economy comes back kicking, There you go. You've got some demand for raw materials. So I hope that makes sense. This is why I've actually picked silver over gold right now. And it ended up so far today, it's really early in the trade. So far, it's the better pick of the two. Silver's up 2.3% on the day. And I don't know if you guys have kept up with silver, but silver's been outperforming gold in the last few weeks. How do I know that? Well, check this out, XAUUSD/XAGUSD. Cool little trick that you can do on TradingView is you can cross the two to see how the performance is. This chart's going down. Why is that? It's because gold is performing less effectively towards silver. Okay, gold's down relative to silver's jump. I like the momentum in silver right now. I know it's not something that everybody trades, but with the Edgefinder just coming online with silver as a new asset and the bullish reading coming in and the pullback that we saw on Friday, again, everybody looked at this as, oh, this is the top of the metals. Gold and silver are going to drop from here. They could, and I'm not certain that they're going to keep going higher, but betting against this upward trend has been the bane of the existence of so many traders in the last several months. So don't make that mistake. My opinion, metals, silver, gold, they're going to go higher. It's just a matter of time. I'll be proven right if this market keeps going. And if I'm wrong, I'll let my stop loss tell me. So if this market breaks support, I'm out, I take a loss, and I walk away. Okay. Let's take a look at some other metals while we're on the topic. We've got gold here. Gold's still holding support. Again, gold is not bearish unless you break this support level. That's my personal opinion. 2330 is a level of support for gold. Again, so many bears are in my comment section saying gold needs to go down, sell it, it's going lower. Again, I'm telling you from a content creator's perspective, who I can see a lot of the community sentiment all the time, right? Because I have comments in front of me every day, live stream chat, we can see all that stuff. And I can tell you that people have just been religiously trying to sell gold, and it's been such a dangerous game to play. Sure, you might have caught this move on Friday, but think about this for a second, guys. If you're a bull in gold, you're catching moves like this, like this, like this. If you're a bear in gold, you're catching this, 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 this. To me, there's only one side that makes more sense to be on, and that's the bullish side. This market is trending higher. Now, will that be the case forever? No. When it changes, maybe the sellers take a turn. But that's not something that you can just, oh, I think it's going to reverse, and just because you have a gut feeling, right? That's how you blow accounts. Are we on the same page with that? Type yes in the chat if that resonates with you. If that makes sense here this morning. Quick look at the S&P 500. It tagged support here on Friday. I mentioned that the bulls have been really strong in this upward movement, and that I wouldn't be too surprised if this market just kind of bounces back. It's been so strong overall. On Friday, what I mentioned is that for the sellers to really, the burden is on the sellers. I don't have any direct positions on the S&P 500. I've sold puts on it, so if the market does come down, I'd get assigned, which I'd be fine with. But if it goes sideways or up, I will make money collecting premium, as I've sold puts on VOO. Thank you guys, by the way. I can see all your comments coming in saying, yes, that made sense. Cool. Appreciate you. So again, S&P 500 tagged like 5120, found support. This is, again, not a market that I want to bet against. I know there's a lot of people who would love to see stock markets come down. I actually would too, to be honest. I'd really like to, for some of my option selling strategy, I'd love to get assigned on the S&P, and then I could sell covered calls and things like that. But right now, the only one that looks really kind of under threat is actually the Dow. Take a look at the Dow. The Dow has broken through support at 38,600. Now coming back up. I'm so curious today, guys, with retail sales. Also, let me not miss this. We are about to have breaking news. So I'm glad that I just mentioned that. Let's switch over to our all markets view. Nope, that's not the right spot. Hold on. Data should just be dropping now. Let's see how markets are reacting. Retail sales numbers coming in here this morning. The dollar is trading higher on retail sales. Euro dollar down, pound dollar down. The dollar showing some strength. That would suggest perhaps some stronger than expected retail sales numbers. Let's have a look at those coming in. Sorry for the delay on reaction there. Yeah. Ooh, wow. Retail sales came in stronger than expected. Retail sales and core retail sales both coming in hotter than anticipated. That is bullish for the dollar. That is mixed for the stock market. I would actually say it's fine for the stock market, to be honest. Good retail sales, good demand from the consumer is not bad at all. However, stock market might still say, hey, that's going to push back the Fed even further. Let's just sell. To be honest, I don't really have a strong opinion on the S&P. I've made it clear that support level is what I'm watching. The dollar index, however, looking really strong this morning. Look at that. We're breaking higher. The euro, the pound moving lower. For Forex traders in the audience, again, dollar continues to look strong. In my personal view, this is not something that I'm looking to try and fight. In fact, let's go take a look at the dollar index here this morning. In fact, did that hurt my silver position? Let's see. Slightly. Anyways, dollar index. I mean, look at this. Dollar index is just on fire. For me, this is at least as long as fundamentals continue to look this way, the Edgefinder has been pointing out just straight up dollar bullishness across the board. Everything favored the dollar. Look at the Kiwi dollar, guys. Edgefinder is giving it a -16. That is a strongly favored US dollar bias on the Edgefinder. In fact, that's one of the highest readings in the sell direction that I've ever seen for the Edgefinder. Now, let me add some context to this. That does not mean you go out and you sell Kiwi dollar and you make money instantly. I wish there was a software out there that would do that sort of stuff for us. What this is telling you, let's add context to what the Edgefinder does. The Edgefinder does not present you with holy grail opportunities every single day. Again, if it was a money printing machine like that, wouldn't that be nice? We'd all just be bajillionaires. What the Edgefinder does for traders who are looking to incorporate fundamental analysis into their trading is it ticks boxes on different economic reads, seasonality, the commitment of traders data, retail positioning, and it says, hey, all of these conditions are favoring one way or the other, or they're neutral. It doesn't tell you, oh, it's guaranteed to move higher or lower. But that being said, when I see readings like this, what that tells me is that when I look at the dollar index, and it has really strong fundamental story right now with economic data outperforming its European counterparts and other places. What that tells me is I would like to be a buyer of the dollar, but I just need to wait for a pullback. I still need to do my risk management. The trades can change, data can come in differently, but with that retail sales data number coming in as it just did, hotter than expected, that is going to continue to propel the Edgefinder to be bullish USD overall. So I'm liking this. Again, if I can get a pullback, I'll have to wait for it, to be honest, because it's not overextended, but it's made a big move up. I have to wait prudently for a pullback on the daily chart. That could take some time. So just because the Edgefinder says, oh, it's bullish, does not mean, hey, just go buy the dollar just because it's saying it on the Edgefinder, right? The Edgefinder is not telling you to buy or sell anything. The Edgefinder is simply showing you the data and how it is leaning one way or the other. Does that make sense? Again, I make that point often for people who watch my stream every day. They know, I say that all the time. You're on the same page with me on that. I just make that point because there are people out there who are, new to this stuff, and they are looking for some sort of money machine. And the Edgefinder is not that, and you never will hear me saying otherwise. Anyways, let's check back on some other markets. The stock market, not hating this at all. In fact, up on the day, we're reaching high of day so far. Here's your 15-minute chart in the S&P. NASDAQ also shooting up, and the Dow as well. Again, Russell, not going to love this data. This actually makes the most sense out of any of them. The Russell is smaller cap stocks. And this, of course, is a more interest rate sensitive area of the market. We've seen that reaction there to the downside. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, let's check back. Also, by the way, we did add the Russell to the mix, although currently it is being worked on. You can see it's not giving a reading right now just because we're missing some data on the commitment of traders data. That will be updated very soon. We're working on that. Dev team's got it, and we'll get that squared away. Anyways, we added the Russell, we added platinum, silver, copper, all of these new assets to the Edgefinder. By the way, if you have not already heard, we are still doing our 45% off sale. This is the biggest discount that we do all year long on our software. If you've thought about getting a copy in the past, I'm telling you, this is the best price that you'll get all year. It's a wonderful software that allows you to look at more fundamental data like that, right? Without having to read through 10 different articles each morning, without having to, check data on 42 different sites. The Edgefinder automates all of that. It pulls in all of the data into one platform where you can view all that data, right? If you want to go look at, we're doing retail sales, you could go look at retail sales today. You could go look at, jobs data, NFP. You can pull it up all in one singular platform. It's like a more simplified Bloomberg terminal, but for like 1/10 of the price. So if you'd like to get a copy, currently, again, it is 45% off. If you'd like to get access to that, we're going to drop a link here. In fact, give me 1 second. I will get you that link. So here is, okay, I'm going to drop the link here. All right. If you guys would like to get access to the Edgefinder, we're doing our 45% off sale. Click this link. It's been dropped in the chat. It's also in the description down below. When you click that link, I'll show you what happens. It takes you to our support center where you can chat with a real person on my team. This is not a robot. This is not, it's straight up a real person on my staff. So click this message and then just start chat, and you can speak with someone on our team about getting a copy, and they'll give you the discount code and all the information. Yeah, look at that. Stock market really bouncing back here this morning, despite, what was a really tough end of week last week. That being said, we're only slightly off of the lows that were put in from CPI. This was the CPI move on the S&P. We're still trading around the lows of CPI data. That being said, what caused the sell-off on Friday was the concerns about what was going on in the Middle East. Currently, and let's hope that this continues to be the case, it seems like, Iran basically had their deal with their retaliation, and then has made the claim that they're done. So it's kind of in the camp of Israel to see what happens next. If they continue to escalate things further, then of course markets will freak out. But if that is kind of we're now done. And again, this is not my area of expertise. I'm just giving you the headlines. That's what we're watching to see what happens next. If anything does escalate, you'll probably see a jump in the price of oil. And if you do see something else, you'll probably also see gold and silver continue to rip higher. I am really happy to see that retail sales data, even though it came in hot, silver doing just fine off that, right? Remember, silver, while it is also sensitive to interest rates, the stronger economic data that we're seeing out of the US, in my opinion, in combination with escalated geopolitics, rising government debt, the overall story for silver is very bullish, and that's my opinion. So I remain long silver. I picked it up on last Friday, still in the trade, a little bit of drawdown. Currently, it is a relatively small position for me, but these are current trades for me. FXI, for those of you guys who keep up closely with my trading, or if you're in the Discord channel, you can see all of my trades being shared. If you are looking at FXI is, of course, the Chinese stock market. I sold calls, and those calls expired out of the money. What that means is I sold them for premium. I believe I collected like 49 cents times 2,000 shares. So whatever that is, we'll do the math. Okay, 0.49 times 2,000. That's how much I collected in premium. So I made $980 just selling those calls. I plan today, when the options market opens up, I'm going to sell calls again on my FXI position. This is actually kind of the ideal situation when you're selling options is, if you're selling covered calls. So I have the position and I'm selling calls against my position. So I own the position from over here, right? I bought FXI. The market has kind of gone sideways here, slightly up, but sideways. That's ideal for selling calls. Because then if we sell calls at the 25 strike price again and we rip higher, I'll make money on the premium that I've sold on these calls, as well as stock appreciation, which I'm good with. So that's my plan for those of you guys who are keeping up with the options trades that I do. That's one of my game plans here for this week. I would actually like to see the stock market get a little bit, sold off again. If that happens, then I can sell some more puts. So anyways, that's kind of more on the option side of my trading, which is, increasingly a size of what I do, to be honest. Anyways, can you explain more about the silver story? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about silver. Just like gold, right? Gold and silver generally move in the same direction, but I've made this point many times. If the metals market is really going to run, like if you think, I'll say this, if you think the metals market is going to see a real bull run, I'm talking about like something like, I don't know, 2020, right? 2011, when you have these ginormous runs in the metals market, silver typically, historically, outperforms gold. That's, of course, in a bull market cycle. If you think metals are going to explode higher, which personally, I think that they will have that potential run, whether it be now or sometime in the future, they will, explode higher. They print more dollars every day, but they can only mine so much physical metal. That being said, my opinion on it is that in that event, you probably want to be long silver, not gold. Everybody loves gold. And don't get me wrong, I trade gold all the time myself. But I also want some exposure to silver. I think it actually has room to outperform, as it has been doing in the last few weeks. Everybody's paid attention to gold, but I'm telling you, silver is actually outperforming right now on a percentage basis. Now, you also do pick up on some higher volatility, but they generally move in the same direction, but not always. And sometimes gold can underperform or outperform silver. Please share some opinion on dollar yen. Let's take a look at some currencies really quick. Euro dollar trading lower. Wow, really beautiful, beautiful price action on the euro. Pullbacks on this one look interesting. Again, just generally across the board, I'm going to be bullish dollar. Pound dollar, if you get a pullback. Dollar yen, same thing if you get a pullback. Dollar Swiss, I had this trade. I'm not in this trade anymore. I closed out, unfortunately. I got trailed out right here. So I did take profits on dollar Swiss. I made money on this one. But let's see what else. Dollar CAD. Look at this. What a push. Dollar CAD also potentially looking good on a pullback. Though dollar CAD probably less attractive to me, simply because of CAD's exposure to oil prices. And I think oil prices could continue to go up as well. So I'd probably pick something else other than dollar CAD personally. Kiwi dollar is getting one of the strongest readings to the sell side that I've ever seen on the Edgefinder. I'll go back to our major currency pairs for a moment. Kiwi dollar is getting a -16. Wow. So with Kiwi dollar at support here, I'd be curious to see how we react here. So this is a 4-hour chart. So demand 4-hour chart. Let's get rid of this old zone. So for those of you who are watching the Kiwi dollar here, if you do get like a breakout here, this could actually be interesting. Let me see. Yeah, so I'd like to see this clear a little further, but then some pullback would be amazing. So like I'm talking about this. So if you can really clear this level of support around 59.50, we're at a key level. I would say I'd like to see it close like down below here, right? If you can get it closed down in that area, from there, any pullback looks really attractive, in my opinion. As always, all of my trade ideas here are my opinion. Please don't copy anyone blindly on YouTube. It's a very silly mistake that a lot of people unfortunately make. Just so you know, I get it wrong all the time. Like even the best trader you possibly could imagine has losses all the time. Losing streaks are inevitable to every trader anywhere. There's no trader who's just immune to losing streaks. And if you think there is, then they're only showing you when things are going well. And if you say, no, I know that they're legit. Think of anyone you want to think of that you think is an indestructible trader. Now ask yourself the same question. Do they share their brokerage statements, their track records, their trading, my FX book link if they trade FX? Here's the thing. If you can't answer yes to that, then they have losing streaks and they're not telling you. I have losing streaks. Everyone does. Okay. Do you have a take profit level for silver? No, I'm just trailing stops on it. So I'm just waiting to see. What I'd like to see with silver is I'm going to try and stay relatively loose with this position. In fact, if we can break through these levels here, that's where I'll start to trail a stop. But currently where we sit, I'm just holding on to the trade. It's floating just shy of a 1-to-1 risk reward so far. Getting a lot of requests for oil. Let me pull it up. So oil continues to be looking really strong. I am still in this trade, even though it tagged my spot price level. The ETF hasn't opened up yet, so my stop loss has not been hit. In fact, I need to update. Let me do this really quick. Okay. Also, I got to do more. I got to do more sound effects, guys. I've been lacking on the sound effects here. I got a soundboard I can play with now.
It just does not compute in my brain.
Okay, so people asking about oil. I am still technically long oil, but I need to do a little maintenance here on the in the trade room, because what's confusing here is that sorry, I know I'm blanking. It's really hard to multitask. I'm looking through my trade alerts, but I'm also going to update members with this. Sometimes this happens. It's kind of confusing. So I'm trading the ETF USO, right? Stop loss has moved to here, has not been triggered on USO, but the spot price of oil technically triggered it in the early session before the ETF opened up. So what I need to do is just clarify that I'm still in the trade to members and update my stop loss. So I'm gonna update my stop loss here. Okay. And I'm gonna just write something here. While my trailing stop got hit on my US oil spot price chart, the ETF USO did not hit my trailing SL, and I am still in the position. Adjusting my stop loss to reflect the USO trade. So when I take trades, because I'm in the US, I can't trade CFDs, but when I share alerts, I know that a lot of my followers are not in the US. They don't trade ETFs. And so there's this little like weird, awkward thing where I have to trade ETFs, or I could trade futures. WeBull, since I do a lot of my options trading, I like to trade on the same platform there. And so I'm just trying to clarify what this is. In the future, I might switch to trading futures once WeBull drops them. They're currently working on that, but I haven't made up my mind on that. Anyways, stop loss is getting adjusted slightly here to 84.22. My entry is the same. My stop loss on USO. Let me do this. Okay, so stop loss is getting adjusted to 0.93% below. It's just not a perfect science. So 0.93% below. So I'm trimming this slightly lower here. And there we go. Good till canceled. Stop loss is getting adjusted to 80.25 on USO. So moving it 10 cents lower on the ETF. Analysis. There we go. Okay, we're good. Anyways, let's keep going. Someone said they're adding more sells to euro dollar. Yeah, see, maybe you have a strategy that just operates differently than me. For me, I would need to wait for a pullback, because while I think euro dollar has room to continue lower, I also think it is probably going to do some corrective moves at some point or another, and not something I would bet on, right? That's why I'm not buying it, right? I'm not buying it thinking it's going to retrace. I think that's a tough trade, but I also think selling it when it's made a big move already, like an extended move, selling it after that is a tricky trade too. So for me, the healthy medium is, okay, wait for strong moves on fundamentally backed, data, stuff like that, and then pull back and sell again. Have you ever had a losing month in Forex? Well, I mostly trade stock indices, commodities, etc. So I don't really trade Forex that much. I do have trades that I trade on FX as well, but my frequency in FX is much less than what I trade mostly, which is, silver, gold, the NASDAQ, the S&P. Those are things that I trade a lot more. That being said, I think you probably mean like including CFDs. The answer is absolutely yes. I have several months out of the year that are losing months. In fact, I've even had a losing year after becoming a profitable trader. As crazy as that might sound, in 2022, I had a really tough year, even though I had been profitable for several years before that. Losing streaks are so much more real than influencers will usually let you know. USDJPY. Yeah, look at that. Continues to push higher here. Euro dollar. Is the Bank of Japan going to intervene? They could at any moment try to, but right now the issue is that the U.S. economic data just keeps roaring in. I mean, retail sales, another point of contention here for bears to deal with, for dollar bears to deal with, is we just had really strong retail sales data. This is just yet another indication that the U.S. economy is looking strong. And this is why the Edgefinder continues to point that out, right? Retail sales, look at this. Look at what we've got, guys. Retail sales are heavily pointing towards the dollar and away from other currencies. Now, that's just one category. The purpose of the Edgefinder is to combine lots of economic data to generate these bullish and bearish biases that we get. Right? So if you struggle with fundamentals and you could use a tool like this to help you simplify the process the way that I just did, again, do not miss out. We're currently doing 45% off on the Edgefinder. And if you'd like information, I'm going to drop a link here for you in the chat. So let me do that here. Link being dropped in the chat right now. Okay. And there it is. So there you go. If you guys want that 45% off discount, again, it is limited time. I bought the Edgefinder, found it useful. That's awesome. Thank you very much for that positive feedback. Any other Edgefinder users in the crowd here today? Let us know. Help us out. If it's been valuable to you, let the others know. I would greatly appreciate it. And you guys who are Edgefinder fans, you know what's cool about the Edgefinder? I make this analogy pretty frequently. For me, the Edgefinder is like my dream project. I love the markets. I love trading and investing and learning more about the markets each and every day. It's like my passion, right? The software is combining another software or another passion of mine, which is not necessarily software engineering. That's what I went to school for, but it's combining creating things. I love to build things, like creating content, creating, software, creating whatever. I just like to build stuff. It's combining trading with building that. And so when I see other people around the world who are like contributing to my creation, right? They are adding things to the Edgefinder, or thinking up and giving us feedback and recommendations on what to build next. It's like the analogy that I always remember is, it's like when a songwriter hears a crowd of people singing their song. It's so cool because it's like everybody's on the same wavelength. Same thing with the Edgefinder. Anyways, thank you very much, guys, to the Edgefinder fans in the audience. Bank forecast under maintenance. Yes, it is. I will soon be an Edgefinder users. Fantastic. Again, if you're thinking about it, don't miss the sale. The sale is why did I put F? I don't know why. Hold on, let me do a sound effect. There we go. You guys want some
perfect candle? Oh, that green candle right there.
You know what is a perfect candle right now? You know what is a perfect candle is, let me give you guys a perfect candle. Perfect candle coming in.
Perfect candle. Oh, that green candle right there.
Can you guys hear the sound effects? You can hear the sound effects, right? I'm not going. Can you hear the sound effects that I'm doing? If you couldn't hear the sound effects, that would be so embarrassing. There's a setting that you have to do in this streaming software that I'm using to turn it on in order for you guys to hear my audio. But if you couldn't hear it, then I would just sound like a lunatic. Okay. Thank you, guys. We got sound. Hey, check this one out.
You can trade down.
Okay, if you want some context to this sound effect, ready?
You can trade down.
That sound effect is, I once had a call with a scammer who was impersonating me. I called them. They took my call and they were telling me you can make so much money. And they said, don't you know, like you could just trade Dow. Like they were telling me how you can make so much money. And they were like,
you can trade Dow.
And then so on the back end, we played around with that and we turned it into a song.
You can trade Dow.
The full song, I don't even know how you find it. If you want the full song, maybe I'll find it and send you guys a link somehow at some point. But anyways, that was good memories. We've had a lot of fun over the years. I've been doing this since 2018. It's gone back, way back in time. And Frank has been doing it with me since, I don't know, 2020? Yeah. So God, I just love my soundboard, man. What else do I have? I got a lot here. This one is from Tom.
It just does not compute in my brain.
We love Tom. He's funny. We got to get Tom back on the channel. Anyways, silver. Look at this, man. Silver is moving. We're up 2.86%. Silver, again, I think silver is being so slept on because everyone focuses so much on gold. And again, I do too. So I'm not saying I don't, but silver is making a good move here. Here's an update on the current positions. When the stock market opens up in 30 minutes, I am going to sell some calls against my FXI position. For those of you who are in the VIP room, that is on my checklist of things to do today. I wanted to sell puts on XLY again, but it's looking like the premium I'm going to get on that is going to be a little bit less today just because market is bouncing back. Does the Edgefinder take into account geopolitics or score it? That's a great question. The Edgefinder does not currently factor in that stuff, but I will tell you this right now. We are working on a project behind the scenes that is going to be a headline news tracker, which I'm really, really excited for. That may take some time to come out as it's kind of a complicated thing to build. It has to go like pull a bunch of different keywords from a bunch of different sites and then aggregate them. But that's something we're thinking about building. And at some point, there may be a geopolitics score incorporated into the Edgefinder. I think that would be a really good idea. It's something we've wanted to do for some time. But if there was, I'd tell you right now, the dollar would get an even stronger reading, bullish. And so would metals, specifically, well, all of them, right? all commodities generally in the Edgefinder scoring would be favored in geopolitically tense times. Silver's running hard. Yeah, we love it. We love to hear it. Look at that 3%, guys. 3% on the day. Not bad. I know a lot of traders really focus on gold, so I'll just make this point really quick. Look at that. Jumped another 0.2% as the hour opened up. Wow. Anyways, so I know a lot of traders are watching gold. I've made this point before. I'm still bullish tactically, like technically, unless we break support here. If you break support there, then yeah, I think sellers might finally have a little bit of a turn. But a lot of traders, guys, I think could be getting faked out by this move. I had so many comments over the weekend of people saying gold is topped out. That's the high. But again, let me remind you that I have heard that same comment over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. I've heard it 50 different times before this. I get comments every day, people saying gold, sell it, sell it, sell it. But if you have been on that train, a lot of those people have blown their accounts by now, right? Gold has been destroying trader accounts. So my point with sharing that is that when you see a move like this, let me show you a chart that might change your perspective. If you're a bear on gold, let me show you a chart that might be a little scary. This is the candlestick chart. So everybody looked at that candle. Let's look at the line chart. Does that look bearish? It does not look bearish at all. At least conventional, technical analysis would suggest, right? There's no lower lows. There's no lower highs. We just have strength. So when everybody got so excited off of that candle, all the bears got super excited off this. Let me just warn you, in bull markets, you get moves like that. You get intraday, when you have high volatility goes both directions. You can't just read massively into this candle just because, there was a wick on the top of it. That just tells you that sellers took a turn shortly. It doesn't tell you sellers took over the market. In my opinion, if you're a seller on gold, which there may be a point where we switch bearish on this channel, but for now, here's the issue. You need to see like lower lows and lower highs. You can't just, in my opinion, you can't just say, oh, it's gone too far. It's got to come back now. That is a recipe for blown accounts. And I've been doing this for a long time. I have watched tens of thousands of traders subscribe to my channel with a lot of optimism, enthusiasm. They spam, sell gold. And then when it rips higher, they all leave and they don't come back to the channel because they've quit trading. I'm telling you, it's kind of a dreary thought. But when you're in the trading community, and some of you guys might recognize this feeling too. If you've been in the trading industry for a long time, you know what I know, which is just so many people come and go. This is like living in trading is like living in, I've never made this connection. Do you know that weird feeling like when you go to a beach town or a coastal town, like a vacation spot? I always get this dreary feeling, like this weird feeling where like living in a place like that would be kind of interesting because you'd have all the beach goers, all the vacationers come in, and then, the place is popping, and then all of a sudden everybody goes home and the place is really, really quiet. That is like what the trading community is like. You get massive waves of people joining in on all the action. And then when the markets get tough, when the markets go hard, they go back to whatever they were doing before. Right? There's grifters, right? There's social media grifters. There's people who have come in and sold stuff in the trading world, and now they're gone too. They've moved on to AI and back to cryptocurrency, and it's so weird. Does anybody else feel that sentiment? Type yes in the chat if I'm like resonating with anybody else. Like if you're a trader, you've been doing this for a while. Do you know what I mean? Like does that hit or what? Or would you feel more like Tom?
It just does not compute in my brain.
That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm getting better with my soundboard, guys. Comrade Nick. I don't understand fully with the silver and gold with the economy data with the Edgefinder. Yeah. Tanweer, I hope I said your name correctly. Tanweer, I'm not sure how to say your name. I apologize. Great question. Why is the Edgefinder bullish on silver relative to gold? Again, economic data, the way we've computed this, we've leaned into non-gold commodities in a high inflation, but also high growth environment are very strong. In fact, that's conventional, finance. When right now, I listen to CNBC, I listen to Bloomberg, I listen to all these television, they are all screaming for commodities too now, right? Now that's become the popular thing. When you have high inflation and high, economic strength at the same time, commodities typically look pretty attractive. Gold typically looks attractive when you have high inflation, but also a deteriorating economy, right? So it's slightly different. So we have some bullish readings here on copper, on silver, platinum, and oil too, because those commodities are in demand in a strong economy. So is gold, but it's not as obvious as copper and silver. These things are in massive demand from manufacturers making solar panels, airplanes, things that when the economy is buzzing, right? These things are in massive demand. And also, not to mention, if you had China come back into the picture, like if the Chinese economy ramps up again, copper, silver, for their manufacturing, which is, the biggest in the world, massive demander of those raw materials. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does. Hopefully it does. Also, just a quick reminder, again, remember 45% off sale does not last much longer. If you would like to get access to the Edgefinder for 45% off, I'm going to drop the link one more time here for you. So let me get that link going. Okay, here's the link. There you go. Link is in the chat. Get yourself a copy. I'm telling you, it is worth the money. Let me give you guys something I'm thinking about doing right now. I've got a Yeti mic, but I do content every single day. I do a podcast episode, live streams, videos. I do webinars with Eightcap, seminars with Eightcap. I do work for the brokerage OANDA. Like, I am constantly on a mic. Okay, you ready for this? Because I'm about to tell myself that I need to buy something, and then I'm going to tell you guys something that you need to buy. Okay, it's the Edgefinder. Just fair warning. Ready for my sales pitch? You guys rate my sales pitch, okay? Do me a quick favor. I just don't care. I'm as transparent as I possibly can. Our company sells software for traders. We build amazing stuff. We have some remarkable talent behind the scenes that builds this stuff. Let me put it square with you guys. You let me know how good my sales pitch is, okay? So I do content all day long. I trade in the mornings, and then for the rest of the day, I do content and I manage the software business, okay? I have a decent microphone, but it's not that great. It's mid-level microphone. But at the channel size that I have and the work that I do, I need a better mic. And I've thought about this, but I'm like, I just don't want to spend the $400 or whatever it is to get a really good mic. But I need to think about it from a ROI. I need to think about it from like, how serious am I? I'm a content creator. I need the best stuff that I can get my hands on to be the best content creator that I can be. Okay. I'm a content creator. I'm also a trader. I know the haters are already like, you make all your money from YouTube and software, which, it's part of my income. Yes. But I also trade, and I've showed my track records and all that stuff. But let me continue with the pitch here. I need to buy that mic. I just need to pay the money once, because I know once I have that microphone in front of me, it will all have been worth it. It was way worth the investment. I know that right now in my head. So I'm going to buy a microphone today. I'm going to pay for a microphone. I'm going to get it sent to my office, and I'm going to plug it in. I'm going to say that was worth the money. If you, ready? Here's the pitch. Tell me how I do. If you are a trader who wants to use fundamentals and you want to take this stuff seriously, and you see yourself, this is not for people who are just in and out of trading. If you see yourself doing this 5, 10, 15 years from now, if you are really serious about your trading, you want to use fundamental analysis like I do and several other, traders out there who are sharing fundamental analysis. If you are looking to trade with fundamentals, and you're trying to cheap out and never spend any money on software, right? I get it. You don't want to spend money, but I'm telling you, I could go a lot longer just using this microphone, but I want to be a professional at my craft. So I need to just pay the money. It'll be worth it in the end. That's my point with getting the Edgefinder. If you want to be the best at the best trader that you possibly can, get yourself the best possible stuff. It's worth getting a TradingView premium account. It's also worth getting a copy of the Edgefinder. So with that said, here's the final part of my pitch. Let me know. 45% off is the biggest discount that we do all year long. If you're thinking about getting a copy, do not hesitate. Take advantage. Pick up a copy today while the sale is going on. Again, it is our biggest discount of the year. And there you go. Let me know. How was that? Was that okay? Give me a rating, 1 to 10. I know not everybody loves my sales pitches, and I will get back to the charts. Don't worry. But we worked tremendously hard to build this stuff, and I have to throw my pitches in there because that is how all of this stuff is made free on YouTube, is because the software helps to support the behind the scenes. All right, 10. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know I'm going to get some ones from, I'm not trying to, I just, when I make sales pitches, I try and just be straight up about it. I'm not trying to like sneaky sales. You know, it's a great product. Get a copy, and there you go. Okay, so U.S. oil snapped back. Look at that. U.S. oil snapped back here. Yields on the rise. I'm wondering if this will do anything to the stock market here today. Wow, you guys, 4.2. Respectable. You know, 4.2. You guys give me 10s. Thank you so much. That just tells me that you guys are vibing the same way. I need to buy the mic. If you're a serious trader, you need to buy the Edgefinder. I'm telling you. I mean, you don't need to. You can watch videos for free, but I'm telling you, you'll be happy if you just buy it and then you just have it and you'll be like, yep, I don't have to pay again for it. I should have just done it sooner. The VIX is coming down here today. We're down 5% on the VIX. The dollar index is flat. Gold is up 0.5% and silver up 3%. Not bad. U.S. oil, the 2-year yield, the 10-year yield, 20-year yield. My TLT position is definitely underwater. I'll tell you that right now. This is not going well for me. I've sold puts on TLT. What this tells you is this is the bond market, right? So if you think that the Fed is going to cut rates sooner, which I was starting to think they would, and that ended up being the wrong idea. A lot of economic data turned around, became strong. Bonds would have been the place to be. But unfortunately, that has changed course, and I've sold puts. So what that means is that on 426, if price is below this strike price, I have to buy the shares, which means I'll be buying them at a loss. Now, why on earth would you do that? Well, I sold puts, which means I collect premiums. I got paid just to write this. But in this case, what I'll end up having to do is deal with the position. More on that maybe later. Let's take a look at the euro. Euro continues to trade lower. If you're wondering, you know, where's the next spot for this? Again, it's for me, it's this level of resistance. I am outright bullish the dollar right now, unless something changes. Looking for pullbacks there. Please don't spam my chat, man. I can't see other people's messages if you just spam it. And I was gonna do pound dollar, but if you spam my chat, I can't reward you. I can't reward you by doing your charts. I'm gonna skip pound dollar. I'll come back to it, but I'm putting you in timeout. Why no release of COT data for other than US indices? Is that right? We got the latest data, commitment of traders data. We haven't gone through the COT data together, so let me do that really quick. Also, I'm going to check. $4.9. Okay. Okay. No, we have the latest data for currencies. You scared me there for a second. I think we're up to date. Yeah. Okay, so no guests today. No, I don't know where Chandler is. Chandler and James they're not at their station today. Hopefully they are coming into work and okay. I just haven't heard from them. Data missing. No, I think the Edgefinder's got the latest stuff in here. I can see the last update. It pulled all the data in, and this definitely looks different than what it did before. So latest round showed NASDAQ got bought, copper, platinum. So this, again, traditional thought process is high inflation, high growth, copper, platinum, etc. US 30, some buying there. The euro, bonds, S&P slightly bid up. US oil got sold. Yen, CAD, pound, Swiss franc, Kiwi. I mean, it really was only the dollar and euro, I guess. Euro and dollar were the only currencies that got some attraction. Bought it a couple of weeks ago. Are you able to put previous score? Yes, there's a cool indicator for that. If you are looking for historical scores on the Edgefinder, right? You can go here and you can actually look back in time. So here's like gold historical scoring on the Edgefinder. It is currently neutral. It got bullish as early as February 24th, which was why I went long and caught that big trade. I ended up making 19K on gold. I recorded the trade. It's up on my channel. $19,000 on that trade. The Edgefinder poked bullish, and I said, okay, let me look at it. I waited for a technical entry, put on the trade, and the trade just ripped. I added a second trade in March, and then trailed stops all the way up, and I've recently just trailed out. I'm now long silver. Silver is new. I don't know if it's on this page yet. Let's take a look. Silver, it is. It started recording. So the Edgefinder just brand new added silver. And you can see it jumped up here. I would ignore this first day. The first day we hadn't fully configured all of the readings. Once we fully configured all the readings, we got a +9 and +7. So we are still looking bullish overall for silver. Serious question. Where did you get the funds for your trading account? So I've been trading for 8 years. Before that, I started a construction rental company. I bought and sold several. So where I got my first trading account capital was before I ever did anything trading or A1 trading related. I started a business in my neighborhood. I did a lot of landscaping, and I grew that and grew that and grew that. I had I had like a riding mower, which as a kid paid pretty good money. And so I did that for a number of years. Then I moved on to buying and selling like equipment, like tractors and ATVs and four-wheelers and lawnmowers and things like that. I would buy them and sell them. Like, I'm not talking the little things. I moved up to like selling a couple $1,000 products into like the 10,000, 15,000. I bought and sold those. So before I traded really heavily, I was doing that. And that was like my trading before I traded. I would buy it and sell it like on like Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace kind of stuff. And that I did that for a number of years. And I worked my way up to doing it with, there was this construction company that was the man who had started it had passed away, and his wife was selling off the assets. And I bought a lot of those machines, my dad and I. My dad helped me with loaning some of the money. We went in on the deal together. We bought and sold several equipment pieces there. So I had worked up, before I ever got into trading, some decent capital. I didn't start with nothing. And then, of course, I went to school for software engineering, went to software. I had a job for some time there, did several internships, and then I worked as a consultant. And so I saved up. And then over time, I had a decent trading capital size, started a YouTube channel, sharing my thoughts, selling software tools eventually became a thing. And that's become what's really helped me too with growing capital. So it's been a combination of entrepreneurship and just growing my account over, nearly a decade now. So yeah, that's the full story in like a minute and a half. Just entered along on silver. Let's see what happens with it. Silver, again, it looks good. My stop is below structure here. If it breaks that, I will take a loss. Otherwise, I'm going to continue to let that move. With your story, I think you're nearing 40s. I am 27. My dad is he was a really incredible entrepreneur too. I learned a lot of stuff from my dad, and I still learn a lot of stuff from my dad. He might even be listening. He listens to these things, so he might be listening. I don't know. But I've learned a lot from my dad. He was a very successful entrepreneur. He's retired. He does market stuff too. He's part of the reason I'm interested in markets so much. I mean, I did that, like 10 years ago. He was showing me charts, and I was like, And then a couple years in, I started paying attention. Did all that before 27. Yeah, I just, again, I had some really great influences in my life. That's been the biggest blessing, has been, having that influence. I think, a lot of people would say that's probably like the best possible thing that you could have, is just somebody to help show you the ropes, right? And for me, I was very fortunate. That was my dad. Whether it be entrepreneurship, investing, trading, whatever, having someone to show you something is a massive propellant in life. And I recognize that completely as, the privilege that it is. But I mean, still at the end of the day, starting a business, learning to trade, that stuff is ridiculously hard. Nobody can do that for you. So I think that a lot of people have good influences, but you still have to use your positive influences. And at some point, it's also important to learn how to pass them on to other people. Anyways, I'm getting all sorts of off topic here today. So I think we're going to call it good there. We've been going for an hour. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Thanks for tuning in. Stock market moving higher. I'm going to do a video here shortly, just covering kind of the moves on the day, retail sales, what it did so far. It looks like it's helping out the markets. The dollar index is flat, but also I would say it's just holding its gains. So this is still, dollar looks strong relative to its peers. Keep watching that. Anyways, with that said, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to today's show. Appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your day. See ya. Real quick, I wanted to throw a shout out to our stream sponsor here on the A1 Trading Show, Forex VPS. If you haven't heard of Forex VPS before, they are a dedicated hosting platform where traders, especially algorithmic traders, can set up an in-the-cloud computer to run their MT4 24/7. If you have any experience trading with robots on MetaTrader 4 using expert advisors, they have to remain up all the time, and keeping your computer on is not always practical if you have like a power outage or that sort of thing. And with Forex VPS, you can set up a dedicated hosted computer in the cloud to host your MT4 or 5 platform. They have the fastest execution in the industry with latency less than 1 millisecond, which means when you place trades or your system places trades, it's near instant. So I've got my VPS open here from Forex VPS, and you can see, I just want to show how quick the latency is here. So if I click sell, you can see it is right away. I'm in the trade, all set, as if I was sitting on this computer, even though it's somewhere in the cloud. For stream viewers right now, Forex VPS is offering 30% off of your final subscription. If you're interested in giving it a shot, there's no risk. Why not? Use the link down below and the promo code there, A1Trading30, for 30% off. If you're watching this stream at a later time, you can also find it linked in the description below.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And before you go, make sure to take advantage of our massive discount on the Edgefinder for our 2nd year anniversary. Links are below. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.